What is going on? Wow, look at all this chat in here already. What is up, guys? How you doing? How's everybody doing? And this is Friday. We're live as we are every Friday, a little bit earlier this time so that other people on the other side of the planet can actually join us and get on the call at the same time as us, that we stream. Whatever, I just mixed up those words. What's going on? Subcast, guys, subcast time. And hey, what's going on? H445, how you doing? Tyler Edwards, J-Spot J, Enrico Bandito, Tyler Edwards, Infinite Lightning, Nikolai Just Truth Slave. What's up, guys? How you doing? Remedy K, Josh Bowie, Tyreek Starks. What is up, guys? We're going to go ahead and play the intro here, and we'll be right back after this to talk about No Man's Sky and two other games that you may or may not have heard, and I'm really excited to kind of showcase them here on Cobra TV tonight. Always, we'll be right back.
You have tuned into Cobra TV, the only galactic radio station in the Euclid Galaxy. This is a subcast. Join our Discord and wait in the room called Atlas 102.5 FM to be raptured. If you can't come on the show, leave Cobra's SpeakPipe message. The link is below. We are sorry, no guests allowed tonight. Cobra is not trapped in the simulation with you. You are trapped in the simulation with Cobra. Join our cult. The Cult of the Atlas. The link is below. This is a subcast, and now, your host, Cobra.
No check tonight!
And I still feel the same way about the Gek, even though there's a cool new helmet that we could own. Thank you again, guys, for coming back to Cobra TV this Friday for the subcast. As always, you guys can get on the show. All you got to do is join our Discord. The link is not down below. No, the link might be. No, the link is not below. Uh-oh. I'll get the link in a little bit when I have a little bit of time. Yeah, I think I might have accidentally taken it out. But anyways, look at this screen here. No Man's Sky Next Battle Royale. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? I don't know. Would it? I would like to know you guys' opinion if you want to comment down below or comment in the live chat there. Battle Royale for No Man's Sky. That would be absolutely amazing. Who do we have joining the call?
Boo.
This must be Snow Obsidian.
Yep.
What's going on, buddy?
Thought I muted myself. I muted myself. Oh.
No Man's Sky Battle Royale. I mean, this is just a mock-up picture. This is not real. This was actually 7 months ago. It was posted on Reddit. And with all the light of all the Battle Royale stuff that's been coming out, would this be cool? I don't know. Maybe, obviously, you don't have to play it if you didn't want to, just like all the other different paths we could do in No Man's Sky. But is this something that might be kind of cool? I don't know. How do you feel about it, Snow Obsidian?
No Man's Sky in Battle Royale form, are you asking?
Yeah. There's like a little mode that you could choose, and it puts you on a part of a planet, and you just do a little Battle Royale.
Well, I think you would have to at least limit your shield capabilities in order for that to work, because otherwise battles would be dragged out far too long.
Well, yeah, of course. So we've got Cuzwalt saying Cobra TV is legend. No, bro, you, Cuzwalt, you are legend. But thank you, buddy. Keelan said Battle Royale with a question mark. Don't jinx it, says Dominic. Legacy Zero says, Legacy, what's up, buddy? I jokingly asked for Battle Royale in my recent 2.0 wish list. Did you? Samuel Foreman, Battle Royale sounds cool, but it feels like it would make a better spin-off game. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Keelan says, whew, it's fake. That would have been just a cash grab. Not if it was free. Not if it was free, like all the other updates for No Man's Sky. But yeah, this is just, I kind of wanted to show you guys this picture that I found on Reddit and ask you guys how you felt about the Battle Royale. in No Man's Sky, like just a mode that you could pick. I think it'd be kind of fun. I've been watching, guys. I highly suggest you go check out Legacy Zero. And when he's playing Blackout, Call of Duty Blackout, he's got these great streams where he's doing like the solos and the duos. And I watched him get a solo win and a duo win as well. Legacy Zero's Blackout content is absolutely amazing. You could ask everybody in his house. I sit here and I watch pins and needles. I love watching him play Blackout, and it's really strange. And nobody outside of our little circle here, nobody. Gaming Master, yeah, it's fake. It's fake. Let me take this off the screen before people get confused. Yeah, it's completely fake, guys. Let's see where am I going to go to? Okay, we're going to go to right here, and we're going to talk about some things that was mentioned in the comment section of this video. But yeah, it's completely fake, guys. But I've been watching Legacy Zero, and nobody's allowed to mention this outside of our circle. But I might be getting my first Call of Duty game ever. Like, Legacy Zero has convinced me by watching his gameplay that the Battle Royale Call of Duty called Blackout is fun. And I highly suggest you guys go check it out. Go watch his streams. He streams Blackout. I tune in every time, and it looks super fun. And I'm almost there. I'm almost gonna buy it. I won't stream it on Cobra TV unless people ask me to, right? But I will stream it on the other YouTube channel that we have now called Cobra TV Clips. I will stream it over there. But I don't know if I would do it here. I mean, if I had enough people saying do it, then I probably would do it here. But I'm not sure. We got Hidden Jew Agenda in the chat saying, I'm watching this show in VR on my Oculus. Amazing. What? Cobra TV is now in VR. That is weird. Dave Langer says, Cobra TV, I think Blackout is on sale on PSN until New Year's Day. Get it now if you're going to get it. Ooh, thank you, Dave Langer. I will.
PS Plus is $38, $38.99. So that's a good deal.
And I have $15 store credit somehow. Did you give that to me, Snow?
No. I got a $25 gift card for myself.
Okay.
Scan that in myself.
All right.
Weird.
So yeah, somehow you did give it to me, didn't you?
No, I used it on my own.
Okay. All right.
Used it for my own stuff.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be doing on tonight's show. If you guys want to share the video, that would be awesome. That is the best way to support Cobra TV is if you share the stream out and, get other people to join our community here and, be a bigger, happier family. I recorded a trailer for the YouTube channel, and in the trailer, it's kind of like telling people what to expect here. And one of the things I say is what I do on this channel is probably not a good idea to grow a huge audience. Is I talk about games that no one's ever heard of, or I start covering games way too early, like the game Everywhere, and the game Infinitesimals, and things like that. Things are really ambitious, super innovative, but no one knows who these people are. No one knows what these games are, and it's probably not the smartest thing to do on YouTube, period. But I do them because this is what I want to do. This is what I like. This is what I love. There's that. But if you guys want to share the stream out, that would be awesome. To your Twitters or Facebooks or whatever. If you want to support the YouTube channel, there is a Streamlabs link down below. But if you want to get something out of your support, you could buy one of our shirts, our Cobra TV shirts, and those should be down below there as well, like in a weird little ad that's down there. Ignore the ugly Christmas TV Cobra TV shirts. Ignore those. I'm going to take those off. Don't buy those. No one's going to... What?
Why?
Because I don't think anybody will buy those.
I might.
If I tell people not to buy them, then I won't feel bad when I see zero sales. It's reverse psychology on myself. All right. So, there's that. Okay, let's go ahead and get into what we're going to be doing tonight. Right now, we're going to be talking about the future of No Man's Sky. And I posted a video, and the video was titled, What's Next for No Man's Sky and When? and there was 113 comments posted on this video, and a lot of these comments are really amazing. So there's the shirts right there. So I want to go over the comments that you guys have and read some of your comments, because a lot of them are just really cool. Great advice, stuff like that. We're also going to be talking about a game called Penkura. Penkura is another sci-fi game that looks pretty ambitious. And then, whoops, I don't know what that is. Kroger. And then we're also going to be talking about a game that I play tested back in 2015 called Infinity Battlescape. There is an 11-minute montage video of one of the developers playing it, so we are going to go over Infinity Battlescape as well. So Infinity Battlescape and Penkura is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Two really, really, really good-looking titles. And again, I'm not saying these are going to be great games, wonderful games, and I'm not trying to get anybody to pre-order anything. I don't think pre-ordering should exist. I don't think you should do it, and I don't think you should buy day one. Do what I'm doing with Call of Duty Blackout. I'm watching somebody I trust. I'm watching Legacy Zero play Blackout, and I'm loving what I'm seeing, and I would love doing what I see him doing. So that is my advice for video games from now all the way forever, to hold us accountable for our choices, and to hold them developers accountable for what they put out there, is wait, watch, then buy. Wait, watch, buy. Wait for it. Don't pre-order. Watch it on YouTube from someone you know or someone you trust, Legacy Zero. And then once you're satisfied with what you see, a normal person playing it, not somebody from IGN, then buy the game. Wait, watch, buy. Nobody's going to be upset and going to the internet and giving mostly negative reviews on the Atlas if everybody wait, watch, buy. Because very few titles would get, very few of those games would get sold, and then nobody would be mad because nobody got cheated out of their money, right? Wait, watch, buy. Wait, watch, buy. Mm-hmm. Developers are going to then be held to a higher standard and release better games. Wait, watch, buy. Okay? All right. Now, let me go ahead and check up in the chat before we get into some of these awesome comments here. We've got, it looks awesome. Let's see. Cobra, talk about Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. It looks better than the first one, that's for sure. It's still not YouTube friendly with the music. But yeah, it does look a lot better. It does. It looks awesome, says Ant of the Wild. I watched a really long gameplay of it the other night, and it does look really cool. I played tons of Rebel Galaxy, a hybrid of it and No Man's Sky could do. I agree. Isn't it weird, though, that a lot of these cool space games that come out, it seems like they're all lacking something, right? Like, one has this, the other has that, but if one of those games had both of those things, they would be like the most perfect dream game ever. And it just seems like they're always lacking. So I don't know why that is. I don't know. Why is that? We got Tyreek Starks in the chat saying, Into the Wild. I love that game, and I talk Cobra to see it. Yes, I watched a really long gameplay demo of Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, and it looks really good. Hidden Jude says he got his hoodie, 2 shirts for Christmas. Love them. Thank you, Cobra. No, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Talk about Everywhere. Tyler Edwards, we will. I want to do another live stream for Everywhere. We got 3 videos so far, Tyler. 3 videos. There's hardly any information out there. This is the most tight-lipped company out there. I mean, this is former president of Rockstar North, Leslie Benzies. It's going to be very hard to cover the game Everywhere. But we are going to definitely talk more about Everywhere, Tyler. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this chat off the screen because it's recording it. It's recording it over there in the sidebar, so I don't think we need it. And I hope everybody had a good holiday. And there's a lot of holiday wishes in here, and I'm going to try, so that way, this video doesn't seem too dated. I'm going to try and just skip past the holiday greetings and stuff like that and just read like their comment for the update and stuff. But again, hope you guys had a good Christmas. Hope you guys had a good holiday, Kwanzaa, or Hanukkah or
Hanukkah.
Right. I don't know all the different ones. There's a whole bunch of them out there. A whole bunch of them. And I'm jealous of Hanukkah because they get like 12 days of Christmas. Right? Is it 12 days?
No idea.
I think it's 12 days.
Hey, there's another. I will say there is a fan-made holiday. It's Merry Nextmas.
Tyreek Starks, yeah, I would like to develop a game sometime in the near future. I've got a really good one, and I started learning how to code, but then I quit learning. So that's on the back burner for right now. It's on the back burner. Soroka, for you, what is going on, buddy? I've been watching. If anybody wants to watch Soroka cook, it's the funniest thing because this guy is so passionate about his food. Go check him out on his Facebook. I don't know if he's posting his stuff to YouTube or not, man, but it's funny watching him and his friends sit there and just eat steak. But I've been watching your stuff there, Soroka. I've been watching you. I got my eye on you, Soroka. All right, let's go. 8 for Hanukkah says, oh, we got a donation from Sword. Thank you so much, buddy. I can't read it. I don't know why the M-E, it's so big. I don't know how to fix that. All right, let's go into, thank you so much, Sword. Hashtag that Cobra in the chat, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and go over this. In this video, I asked what was going to be, like the next update. We kind of went over the food that was data mined in the files, and we also went over the new building stuff, and that was just recently data mined with the turrets that you could put on maybe your bases or your ships. In Space Engineers, you got turrets that you could put on your bases, and you could put them on your starships. And what they do is when asteroids are coming in, it'll have an alarm, and these turrets will automatically look at the asteroids and they'll start shooting them down. It is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a video game. You're like out there minding your own business, all of a sudden you hear incoming asteroid field. And then all of a sudden your turrets start looking around in the sky, trying to find these asteroids, and they lock onto them, and then all of a sudden they start shooting them out of the sky so that they don't hurt your base or hurt the surrounding area. It's so cool. Space Engineers, you guys got to look into it. It's absolutely amazing. But anyways, there's turrets that were in there and data mined. So I don't know if they're going to be using it in the same fashion as they do in No Man's Sky. But so you got the turrets, and you also have power generation, like solar power generation, or like these power cells. Like we're going to need to keep something powered. Also, another thing that you see in Space Engineers. So I'm really thinking that our next update could have something to do with building, and more in depth to like maybe some dangers. Because why else would we need turrets if it wasn't for asteroids or something attacking our base? Or, get this. What if the next update is going to be more in-depth to building, plus more in depth of NPCs, and they actually can be on the planet and they can attack their bases. We just got a new subscriber. We got Jeremy Puthoff. Jeremy, I don't know if I said your last name right. Jeremy, thank you so much, Jeremy. Thank you for joining our Cobra TV family here. It's awesome to have you aboard, buddy. So what if we're getting more in depth to NPCs, and the turrets are there to defend our bases against the attacking NPCs who are coming at our bases? Wouldn't that be cool? That would be great. Let's go ahead and go down here and we'll start reading some people's chats. I don't think I can read 113. I don't think so. But we're definitely going to just jump in here and just start reading some of these. We got JC Rules here first on the list, saying much more animals and pets, more different sentinels. I agree. That's a very good comment. Much more a lot of more. I think that it does need a lot more animal variety, and I think a lot more danger with the animals as well. I think there should be like an imminent danger, like a dangerous animal. If there's animals on that planet, there's got to be a mega predator. I would like to see a mega predator. That would actually be dangerous for us as well. Sandrian says,
Megafauna.
Yeah, megafauna. Yeah.
Or
Sandrian,
even better. Oh, go ahead. I'll say it later.
Sandrian says, I want them to continue making the universe more alien and unfamiliar. I agree. That is a wonderful comment. Ryan Bordeaux, a major optimization and bug fixing update is really what the game needs. Edit. Happy holidays. Thank you so much, Ryan. I agree. Very much agree. And we got our own Peaceful Gamer here. Says, what if the eating food references aren't for us, the player, but for the animals that we capture and keep as pets? Specific food types required for specific alien fauna. I'd like to see some sort of space-themed update, add more depth to space exploration. Bingo, I'm with you on that. Like rogue planets, I agree. Abandoned freighters with all sorts of space creatures hunting anything alive. For 2.0, he says, I'd like to see cities, though I want them to be rare or having primitive villages and towns scattered about and having them get more complex and advanced the closer you get to the galactic core, finally giving some motivation to travel to the center. I agree, 100%. Good comment, Peaceful Gamer. Those are some great stuff. Then we've got Absolinth with a really, really long comment. The game needs NPCs with AI, allowing for procedural encounters across artificial natural landscapes. Whether traveling alone or with a group, they should feature dialogue trees not dissimilar to those already seen in the game, ability to navigate terrain in a logical way as soon as combat is initiated with the player or even other NPCs. Maybe even the ability to team up for small planet-based quests. Ooh, that sounds cool. There's so much more potential there alone for emergent narrative gameplay once the technical foundations are secured. But it's a little down the road, perhaps, as I believe the planet-bound encampments to go with these NPCs also need to be designed. It sounds like a lot of work. He goes on to say, what I do think would be more practical short-term implementation to NPC presence is allowing to hire for a fee any intelligent aliens found in space stations as crew. These crew will then be kept in a drop-down list alongside the other crafting tools, while in a planet or freighter base can then be placed in any location, say 30 to 50 max. Well, that sounds cool. That's a little mini army, a little like an away team. That sounds cool. They can beam down too. This would both serve to aesthetically populate the ship's base's environments, but also serve as they would in their current capacity as well, providing the side quest, bartering the other services already available as they are found on the stations. To me, it feels like they are very practical feature to add, even if the numbers need to be tweaked. Even 15 crew members that would be placed around would help with somewhat empty feeling of the basis. I agree. I 100% agree. That sounds absolutely awesome. So we've got what?
I just had this interesting brainstorm. Excuse me. We all know we have crash freighters and all that, but what happens if we find a survivor there? But if we find a survivor of the crash freighter, we can actually take that step further and recruit them for either our base on the planet or on our freighter above. That'd be an interesting idea.
That'd be very, very, very cool.
Very cool.
We got Geeky Pikachu saying, "Why are you making videos? You should be having fun with your family." Thanks, Dad.
Yep.
Thanks, Dad.
That was me.
Yeah, I know. So we got JSB saying, I'd like to see NPCs walking around and interacting with each other. Animals can already do that, so why not NPCs? 100% agree with you, JSB. I cannot agree with you more. Great comment. Malik says, I guess next update will be about space. If I have to name it, it should be called Void. Ooh, that's really cool. Joe's UFO says, honestly, more customizable stuff, ships especially. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A space update would be nice. More space-based missions, maybe space station ownership. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
More variously placed space battles, rare weapons classes, and sub-factions. What a great comment from Joe's UFO.
Another idea would be to have multiple space stations in the same system and basically broaden out the system itself. Make it at least a little bit bigger in terms of jump, not top speed, pulse drive range, because the thing is, when people have to travel a long distance to a certain planet, they don't want to have to travel all the way back to the space station, now do they?
That's right.
So we can have like 2, possibly even 3 space stations per system, and maybe even have some abandoned ones as well. Ooh.
Very good, yeah. Propaganda Goodness says they need to add in pre-next clouds because the clouds that we
Yes.
have right now are nasty looking.
And they sometimes get a little bit repetitive.
They look good in some places, and then I noticed in some places, other places they look bad. I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know, what that is. But some planets it just looks absolutely amazing, and other planets it looks like it just doesn't fit. I don't know what it is. Lord Timothy says less grind. I think the grinding could be tweaked a little bit. I don't find it so much of an issue, but I would definitely love to see it tweaked a little bit. Danny says, thanks for all your work, Cobra. Okay, so he's just thinking. Thank you, Danny. I think you appreciate that, buddy. Alan Poe says, we need a massive boost and different creatures and plants. I love the game, but I'm sick to death of seeing the same creatures. Give us new species, new creature parts. Come on, please. I agree, Alan Poe. I definitely agree. Ray Mill says it's still lacking that trailer Diplo, and August 2019 seems a bit far. Other games will be released, and other people might not be interested in No Man's Sky that much. I beg to differ, because every August since the game has been released, there's been a big update, a big anniversary update. We had Atlas Rises, August of 2017, right? Was it 2017? Yes. Right. Yes. I'm right. Okay. And then a 2-year anniversary was this past year, August 2018. We had Next, which completely changed the game. So the 3rd-year anniversary, I imagine that they're going to do something a bit big, and I would imagine that it could be 2.0. But it's good. I perceive it being game changing. If they're still going to do the whole anniversary thing. So we'll have to wait and see what this August brings us, but I believe it should be big. Shemale Lad 1412 says they need to take the money they get from their new game and put it into No Man's Sky. They need bigger servers and a hub system fleshed out, planets that have cities or towns giving quest givers PvP mining on one planet that's easy to access and things to do. People who say VR is what the game needs, most are psychopaths. The game's pretty neat, but feels empty. K, thanks, bye. I don't think. Wow. Okay. Thanks, Shima Lad. We got Scoop Dog says, I'd like to see expanded ground combat plus multi-tool attachment, hotkeys. By combat expansion, I mean interplanetary raiders as enemies. Yes! The terrestrial equivalent of pirates. I could not agree more. What a great comment, Scope Dog. Emily says more better epic space battles and anomalies and also player-driven economy. Then we have Games Explorer 2, a better building system involving better instructions or space building in space and more detailed abilities to change your ship shapes. I agree. What I want to see in No Man's Sky is almost the same kind of ship building that we see in Space Engineers. I think it would be absolutely wonderful to see that. We got Cam NM 1991 says depth to NPCs, maybe even some voiceover work. Ooh, I would love to see that. Planet building variety and more to find on planets. Agreed. Improvements to Sentinels and Pirates, VR support, elevators and more base building mechanics, customizable ships, and weapons multi-tools. Good comment, Cam. Very good comment. We got Rasmus here saying, Merry Christmas. Can you believe the year of No Man's Sky we just had? Wasn't it a great year? It was. Remember where we were a year ago, how the tide has turned. I would usually think that I had an idea where the game needs to go, but I'm generally clueless about Hello Games' direction now, and that's actually quite exciting. Maybe a whole-scale revamp of 2 structures and NPCs, a different purpose for bases, also another lore update would be logical. Very good comment. Let me go ahead and check in with the chat, see how everybody's doing over here. These are some great comments, aren't they, guys? Will there be another reset? Cuzwalt, there will be another reset if they have to change the terrain. Me and Sword, we were just talking about this in the Patreon pre-show, and he was like, there hasn't been another reset. I think that they did something with Next to make it not have to reset, but they haven't really changed the landscape of where our bases is and stuff like that. So there hasn't been a need for another reset yet, but if they ever decide to rehaul the terrain system that they have, then there probably would be another reset. Gary in the chat here, live chat, says ship crafting. I couldn't agree more. J-Spot J, something that we used to talk about back on the show as a campaign creator, like a campaign maker, where you can set up your own story and play through it using all the game's mechanics and all the NPCs and stuff like that. That would also be amazing. Then we've got Banana Man saying it would be cool. These are all in the live chat. It would be cool if they had different variations to the inside of space stations. I could not agree more, Banana Man. I don't even understand. I don't understand why that's a hard thing. Banana Man, you nailed it. I mean, that's definitely what I want to say. When I go into a space station, I want to wonder, what's it going to look like inside? Look how it looks like on the outside. What's it going to look like on the inside? And, yeah, Banana Man. Thank you. That's a good one. We got Tyreek Stark saying, if it's space flying frigates with other players, better space pirates, starship building, space helmets, better looking asteroids, and no base parts. Good comment. Vilmer says, was playing No Man's Sky and missed the notification. Oh, thank you, Vilmer. Mixel says they need to make the A and S class ships and freighters more varied models. I agree. There is not enough spaceship models in No Man's Sky. Not enough. Every one that I see, I recognize. Every single ship I see, I recognize. Okay, so let's go back to the comments here on the YouTube channel. So we've got Lewis saying, I would like for Hello Games to add epic fleet battles, like having your fleet attacked by an enemy fleet. Kind of when pirates attack you, they warp out of nowhere and attack you. Imagine having to fly through lasers, rockets, and stuff like that while destroying the freighter fleet and capital ships. That would be awesome, in my honest opinion. Good comment, Lewis. We got Makiti saying, I want waterfalls and geysers and new ships. Very good comment. John Smith saying, player-created space stations should be next. That's a good idea. I mean, even if they make the space stations a bit smaller, so that way you could have, you warp in and all of a sudden you see like a ring around a planet. When you get closer, you realize, oh, that's no ring. Those are space stations around that planet. That would be kind of cool. All player bases too. 3D the Destroyer. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. You just remind me of Star Wars. That's no moon. That's a space station.
That's right. Yep. 3D Destroyer says fan base. 100% of players want ship building and customization, painting. Hello Games, let's give them. Oh, he's saying okay. Fan base. Fan base wants 100% of players want shipbuilding and customization. Hello Games, let's give them cooking. That's a funny comment. Let's see here. My guess for 1.8 says Ivano. Next title update coming sometime around March, he says, will be a multiplayer minor update bumping up squads from 4 to 8 orbs to 24, institutionalizing hubs so to acknowledge all of them in the Galactic Atlas, making it possible to create a hierarchy of governments, setting capital towns, planets, setting custom quests and goals for members, etc., plus some updates to multiplayer exocraft races, ship customization similar to exocrafts, and other minor things. I like the idea of having pets and food for them to stay alive in our bases, just be sure to match 2.0, he says. August and September will bring bigger NPC settlements, walking NPCs, handcrafted cities on planets near the center of named galaxies, more storyline quests and lore, intergalactic, interdimensional travel, VR support for PlayStation PC, possibly as a optional $15 DLC. I wouldn't mind, he says. And cross-platform, at least with Xbox and PC. So, wow, that's a big 2.0. That would be a major 2.0. Good comment there, Ivano. Then we got Decipherman Plays. So I haven't played No Man's Sky in a while. Do you think I should restart the game altogether? Yes, you can restart the game because you got multiple saves. I would restart it, learn the new elements before you go into it, especially if you have a permadeath save. You don't want to just jump right in because everything's changed. So definitely start a new game to kind of, understand what's what now. We got James here saying the game needs better optimization for AMD video cards, and I swear if they make foods so we can live, I'm uninstalling the game and selling my game. Really tired of constantly searching for resources. So let's see. So wrote this and did a voice to chat at work. I did something. It isn't English. That's why. All right, my schedule hasn't matched up for months, so this might be already done. Trying to come on and say these ideas since before next, so might be a little out of date here, but here it goes. Firstly, they need a designated hub planet where they can spend hours upon hours designing Waterworld. Would be optimal for this because they could always improve upon the underwater exploring, etc. And this is hard to read. And they would have more than enough room throughout the world to put all of their ideas into it. It would also be better for segregating PvP mining quests, both land and air, racing, main city, player housing, and events, all 2 different regions on the planet. Okay, that's really hard to read. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you. Anike says, I would like to see more things to do on planets, more variation in building, maybe small towns. Also, dungeons would be great to explore. Come on, Sam Swain. We need dungeons in cities. Yes, that's right, Sam Swain. Come on, man. Whoopty freaking do says cross-platform multiplayer in addition to the awesome potential updates. Let me go and check in with the chat here. We've got Brian M said that he could not agree more. Don't know what he's talking about there. Derek Sword, all in caps, says, I want jet packing in space and base building on asteroids, having to repair the outside of your freighter and frigates, and being able to man the cannons on your freighter. That's cool. I like that. We got Jokey Lo-Fi saying, hey Cobra, love your channel. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. Guys, listen, at any point in time, if any of you guys are YouTubers and you create content, this live chat, this is for you. So if you do upload stuff, do not be afraid to say in your chat, hey, I upload videos. Check me out, guys. Or I did a video about the topic Cobra's talking about here. You should check out my video too. We're all Constellation. So if you guys want to say anything in the chat about your YouTube channels, please feel free. That's your space. All right. Now, I can't do links because a long time ago, people used to give us, tried to give everybody viruses, especially when I had the flat earthers on the show yelling at me. But so I had to take links off. But if people go over to those little 3 dots, they could go right to your YouTube channel and check you guys out. If you see anybody doing that, guys, and it's not like someone trying to get you to look at something weird, subscribe. go to somebody and check them out. And we're all Constellation. Let's get together and become connect those dots. Subscribe to each other. We got Glenn Johnson. Any more news about the game? Glenn Johnson says subscribe. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you so much, buddy. Well, the news is we're going to be getting our updates sometime in 2019. We don't know what they are going to add to the game, but we have kind of we got a little bit of clues that it could it could be a little bit more depth to the building and NPCs. That's what I guess. That's my guess. This next update is going to be NPCs and building. So we got Scorch EXE says No Man's Sky content creation is going to blow up in 2019. Calling it. I hope so. I really do. I like sharing your guys' stuff. I like to see a lot of people creating content. Let's see if we can. Let's go ahead. I want to go. We got Joan S. JHRC Fiend just subscribed. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Cobra TV family. Before we start taking calls, let me see if anybody is even waiting. Okay, we got the Pollen waiting. Pollen, I'll get you on the show here in just a second. I do want to kind of... I want to talk about these other games. But are we ready to move on to other games? Or do you guys want to come on the show and continue talking about No Man's Sky? Or do you want to talk about the two games and then come back to No Man's Sky? What do you think we should do, Snow? Snow's gone.
Sorry, I was muted.
What do you think? Should we move on to the two games and come back to No Man's Sky, or should we go ahead and just start taking colors?
Well, what does the vote say?
I don't know. Well, we got two people waiting in the Atlas room. Let's go ahead. Okay, let's not stop the No Man's Sky conversation. Let's keep the No Man's Sky conversation going. And at the end of the show, I'll go ahead and talk about the other games, even if I have to step out of the subcast room to talk about these things. We're going to go ahead and we got the Pollen. He was in there first, so let's go ahead and get the Pollen on the show. Pollen, what's up, buddy? Or Poland.
How are you, mate? I'm all right. Just the last one. Flying freighters. That's what I'm waiting for.
Wouldn't it be nice to fly them around? That'd be great. That'd be really great.
Yeah.
Especially if we could if we could get into battles with other freighters, and it'd be like a pirate battle.
Yeah. That would be wicked. And you were talking about the space stations. The abandoned ones. I think they're the ones we should be able to buy.
You know what? Yeah. I actually agree with you. And you know how Hello Games they kind of put things in there that don't make sense to us. There's so many examples, and I just can't think of one right now.
Room on the little frigates that you get with your freighter. There's actually a room in there you can't get into.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's noticed this. When you're repairing, there's always a couple of rooms you can never get into, and I'm wondering what Hello Games have got planned for them.
Right. So the abandoned space stations, there's really no need for them to be there, but I think it's a feature that they're going to give to players that whoever's there, maybe whoever gets there at that star system first and wants to settle down, could probably claim that as theirs.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
I agree.
So, yeah, I mean, when do you think we're going to get a next update? A lot of people are saying March this coming year.
I don't know. I'd still say January. Given the frequency of how the updates have been coming out so far, they're probably just having a holiday and then going to get back to it once the new year starts, and we'll get an update within a month or something. And remember, they've been working on it all the time, haven't they?
Yeah, that's possible.
Do you know what I mean? So
it's possible.
Still further along with it than we might think.
I'm putting my bet is that it's going to be on building and NPCs. More depth to building and more depth to NPCs. I think that's what's coming. And if that's what's coming, then the turrets make complete sense.
Yeah. If I see a little Gek walking up to my base, man, he's getting his face shut off.
Do you realize how much fun I'm going to have if there's walking NPCs? I'm going to go to a Gek-controlled star system and wage war on them on planets. I'd be able to do that for hours.
Shoot, little Don't shoot L
Kick in the
players.
face.
Don't shoot
Also,
L
Hello
players.
Games. Oh, go ahead, Paul. Go ahead.
No, don't shoot L players. I like him. He's a nice guy.
Well, yeah, don't shoot L plays, but question him on his decisions.
I would never.
Honestly,
No, I would never put a multi-tool to L Play's head. Never.
Never.
Just like I would never shoot Semtex, even though he was a. Well, wait a minute. I shot him quite a bit, didn't I? But I would never shoot L Plays. I would never shoot L Plays. I would leave L Plays alone because
Yeah.
I know L Plays can't beat me in PvP.
Oh, have you had a Thunderdome?
Oh,
What about L players?
I know L Plays can't beat me in the Galactic Thunderdome.
Oh. Heard it here
I
first.
know L
Oh,
Plays
yeah,
can't.
challenge.
Anybody can clip that and send it to him.
Clip it, quick.
Because I'm serious. I'm serious. He can't beat me.
Bless him.
I was gonna say though. I was gonna say something though. Hello Games,
Go ahead.
Sean Murray. Any of you who are listening in the Hello Games development team, do me a favor. Release it on January 18th or the 17th, please. Because that's my birthday.
When is it? When's your birthday? Say the date again.
January 18th is my birthday. So
Oh,
please,
wow.
Hello Games, Sean Murray, give me a present. Give us an update. Give us all presents.
There you
On
go.
my birthday.
Do it for snow, Hello Games. Do it for snow. Let's go ahead and no, guys. For anybody that's confused, I love L Plays to death. I just want to, have a PvP battle. Me and L Plays,
Yeah.
we go way back. So if anybody thinks that there's like animosity between us, there's not animosity. I love L Plays. I just want to get him in the Galactic Thunderdome. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay, let's get Vargul.
Like gentlemen.
What's up, buddy?
Like good gentlemen.
Exactly. Yes. Let's get Vargul in the chat here. We got Vargul just joining us. Vargul, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, Cobra?
Not much, man. I miss you, dude. I miss you. I haven't seen you
I
around.
still lurk.
Yeah. What's been going on with you, buddy?
Not a whole lot. I'm still playing No Man's Sky pretty heavy. Right now, I just picked up Subnautica just a few days ago, so I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah. So it's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I like Subnautica. Subnautica is pretty cool. It's more than what I expected.
So what do you think I should buy? Do you think I should buy Blackout or should I buy Subnautica?
Well, that's not a fair question because I'm a little biased. I'm not a big fan of PvP. I've done it before, and a lot of the times I find PvP to be a bit toxic, depending on what you're playing. You know what I mean? So I've always been a big fan of the Survivor games and stuff like that. So if I had to pick, I'd say pick up Subnautica.
See, and I'd be more apt to get Subnautica too because I'm not a Call of Duty fan. But Legacy
Right.
Zero, I've been watching his streams, and I don't know if it's just the way he plays it because he's a good streamer, or what. But I'm really super close to buying my first ever Call of Duty game
Yeah.
because of Blackout. Not because it's like a battle royale. It's like the last man standing type of game, and the way he plays it is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Right.
But what's on your mind, man? What brought you on the show tonight? No Man's Sky?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm always up for discussing No Man's Sky, and I think there's a lot of things that Hello Games could improve upon. I think it's going to take quite a bit of time. I don't even know if that's the path that they're going to go. But I was looking at the community events, and I enjoy them. I really do. I wasn't a big fan of this last community event. I don't know if it's because it took 27 days for it to finish, and it had you kind of planet hopping quite a bit just to complete your task. I like picking up a quest and grinding it out and not being restricted to how much Quicksilver I can earn in an afternoon because I don't get an opportunity to play every day. But I feel that even though I think Sean Murray's heart's in the right place, Hello Games' heart in the right place, as far as bringing people together, I still think community events, I think more people tend to solo them than they do bring co-op together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I would like to see Hello Games do is, they've added this progression bar for the communities to achieve together. But what happens if you don't complete that event? What happens if the community just kind of falls off for a couple of weeks and that progression bar doesn't advance? Are we just kind of screwed out of those rewards from the Quicksilver merchant?
No, what I think it is, I think the percentage is a study. It's a survey for Hello Games to see how many people are into what they delivered, right? And I at least that's what I think. But I don't know. I don't think anything bad would happen. I think we'd still get, I just think it's a gauge for them to see if they're going in the right direction.
Right.
So that's all I think, and to see if players are playing, if people are into what they're doing, and I think we're really slow. PlayStation is really slow at getting that percentage done, right? Really slow compared to Xbox, and I think it's sending a good message that it's slow, because the community events could be a lot more better. If that's not even a sentence, but they could be better, right? They could be more thought out and more like connected to actual community. Like we should, instead of trying to get a bar to fill it, we should actually be doing something together, But so I think it's a good thing that it's filling up slow. Not a bad thing. We got Almighty in the chat saying, awesome live stream, happy to be here. Thank you, buddy. And we have Almighty says, Leslie Benzie's #1 been waiting for news. Yeah, I mean, everywhere's back in the news, Almighty, and not much to chew on yet. But at least we know now that they didn't abandon the game, so that's really good. But yeah, the percentage thing, I think it's just a survey.
Well, and I think that there's still just a ton of bug fixes that Hello Games still needs to work out. One of the ones, it was really weird. I was playing the other day, and I was moving some equipment around. I was changing planets and setting up base on another location, and the mineral extractors. I pulled one off of a copper vein, and on another planet I placed it on a cobalt. And when I first pulled material from it, I got cobalt. The second time I went back to it, I got copper, which was really weird. And I don't know if it's because it was initially on a copper vein before, or what the deal is, but that was kind of strange. And then when I picked up the extractor and placed it back down on the cobalt node, it mined cobalt again. So I don't know. It was really strange. And and if Hello Games decides to do like a base building update, because I know that was on the survey, I hope they really kind of fine tune how the base building pieces fit together. When you're placing floors, they don't always line up exact. When you're placing walls, they don't always line up exact. And if you're building a rather large structure and you don't catch that, then your walls are not aligned. You know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I hope they really fine tune that. I would love to see an update to combat. I don't know. Raiders would be really cool. Planetary raids and stuff like that on your base would be really neat. It would be cool to see other weapons, especially if they're going to expand on PvP. I know that was a fake website that you posted, but if that's something that they're looking into, melee weapons would be really cool. That would be neat to have.
More moves than just throwing a punch.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I was sidetracked because who was it? No, it was not Tyreek. It was Riva says, why does the title not match the video content? Sorry, I forgot to change the title. And I just did. Thank you so much for pointing that out, bud. I do appreciate that. Sorry. I got really sidetracked there.
Okay.
If I may.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna head out for a little bit. So I'm gonna hop off for a bit, and I'll How long do you think you'll be streaming, Cobra?
I don't know. Not sure. Probably for another hour.
Okay, I should be back before that.
Okay.
But I do want to say something. What time do you want to have the Galactic Thunderdome tomorrow?
Whenever
I'll
you're
work
available.
Before 3 o'clock?
I don't even wake up then.
After 9:15 Eastern Standard Time?
PM?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, I'll see what I can do. I might not be back until like after 9:40.
Okay. All right. It's fine. We can start
Oh,
at 10.
in fact, I just realized tomorrow is Unification Day.
We can still do the Galactic Thunderdome.
That is true. That is true.
All right, buddy.
But yeah.
Take care, man.
Kill.
All right.
Thermal Kill, I'm after you.
Huh?
If Thermal Kill or whatever
We'll
his
talk
YouTube
about
name
that
is.
later. We'll talk about that later.
I'm saying Thermal Kill. I'm after you. Okay?
Okay.
I'm talking to Thermal Kill, not you, Cobra.
Okay. He's not here.
Whatever.
All right. Bye, bro.
See ya. Bye.
See ya.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's. Where were we? Let me see if anybody's waiting in the Atlas room, guys. If you want to get on the show, you can go into our Discord and get into the Atlas room. Get on the show. I will pull you into the subcast room where you see all these awesome people sitting here. Sorry, Vargul. Where were we?
It's fine, man. We were just talking about the future updates for No Man's Sky.
Yes. I
honestly, this last community event was 27 days. He ran that for a full month, and I think he did that because of the holiday, and there was going to be a lot of downtime. You know, people spending time with their families and whatnot. I venture, I'm going to say within a couple months, we should probably expect another update, possibly a title update, like Visions or Abyss or something like that.
as soon as that countdown is done.
Yeah, we might be a ways out before we see 2.0. You know, I don't know. I don't know if he's, we got 1.8, we got 1.9. I don't know if he's going to skip those and just come up with another massive, large update, or if he's going to work up to that.
I think we're going to see 2 title updates, or one or two before August. I think August, if 2.0 is supposed to be big, if 2.0 is supposed to be a game changer for No Man's Sky, I don't see that happening until August.
Right.
Because why do it any other time, and why not wait until the anniversary?
Right. And he hired Sam Swain, and with the updates that we've had over the last handful of months, I don't know that Sam Swain hasn't worked on it, but I haven't seen anything significant to what he specializes in as far as procedural buildings and dungeons and stuff of that nature. We may get that in 2.0.
You're very right.
I think something he's working on.
I think, we were talking about, I think in a couple subcasts ago, like, did Sam Swain touch Next at all? Like, is his work in there? And I immediately said, I don't think so. But then somebody else brought up the fact that the cave systems are much better now. And he could have had, because caves are kind of like dungeons, he could have had to work in the new cave systems and how they act now. But I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, and that's possible, but the caves are bigger. They're a little more diverse. I wouldn't say they're extremely diverse. You still see a lot of the same stuff. There's a little bit of different plant life and whatnot in there that's kind of hazardous to you, but nothing that just outside of the size of those caves. To be honest with you, nothing that really wows me. There's really no reason to go into a cave because there's nothing of any value in there other than cobalt. But if you find a cobalt node, you just set up some extractors and you're good to go.
Very true. Very true.
So did he touch that? I guess it's possible, or at least he's had some input on it because, that was a significant change to Next. But again, nothing extremely over the top. You know.
Right. Yeah, so I'm going over some of the data mine stuff here right now and just kind of trying to get an idea of what they could be thinking about adding. It's this little bit right here on the screen that really has me interested. There's a lot of turrets there, and a lot of like let's see, fences, which I find kind of odd. And there is, let's see,
You know, fences and turrets. That's I find that an interesting addition. And again, I'm not a big PvP person, but for the people who do love PvP, and I do see the appeal to it. Knowing that you could set up bases on the same planet and just a distance apart from each other, doing that and getting into 4-player groups and trying to raid each other's base or attack each other's base would be amazing. That would be fun.
It would. And a lot of this seems like it's for bases, like there's solar panels. There's even some kind of pump. There's pump, solar panel, fences, distributor, and conduit. Then there's another thing that you could build a terminal, turrets, a lot of turrets, wind turbine. So it definitely looks like, power generation for bases, and it seems like it's planetary. Yeah. So I would imagine the turrets are also, since all of these seem like they are planetary, I would imagine that these turrets are also for your planetary base as well. So that's interesting.
Yeah, and he may change up the way some of your harvesting or not necessarily harvesting, manufacturing goes. He may try to start automating that. I thought conduits and solar panels and wind turbines and all that would be a really neat way to supply power to your base. And you might have to run power to your good Lord, those where you go to construct your blueprints, where you go to manufacture your minerals. You break down the raw components. I can't remember what those things are called. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Your refiner?
The refiners.
The refiners. Thank you. Yeah, you may have to run power to your refiners, and it may be a really cool way to power your hydroponic base, because right now we just feed those things carbon.
Very true. I want to point out something funny. Ballisticola said in the chat: fences and turrets, the Trump update. And then and it became funnier when Vilmer said collusion with the Gek. Gosh darn it. Come on, guys. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah.
Well, how do you guys feel about food? Do you think that's necessary? Do you think that
See, a lot of people are upset about the food data mine files, and which they're really extensive. I mean, there's a lot there for the food, tons of stuff for the food. But a lot of people are upset. They're like, I don't want to have to eat in the game. We kind of already are, because we have a hunger meter, and it's called the life support, and it goes down the more we move, and then when it gets down too far, we have to fill it. So that's and you have to go get the stuff to fill it. So it's almost like we are already eating in the game. It's just called something different.
Right.
Now, with all of this eating stuff, like I would have to say, because I barely remember ever charging my life support. It runs down so slow, unless you're in survival. But I would have to say, as long as there wasn't a life support and a hunger meter, I'd be okay with all these alternatives to replace that meter, to fill that meter back up. As long as it didn't go down as fast as as you see in some games where you have to eat, which I think is ridiculous. The amount of times they make you eat in some games, ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hate it. Absolutely hate it. But we're already doing something very similar with the life support meter. So I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's for like an ultra survival mode, or like Peaceful Gamer points out, maybe it's for animals. But I thought that there was something in here that kind of like it made it seem like it was for us, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was Diplosteak. I think that I mean, I don't think these. I don't know, but. Peaceful Gamer and some other people have said, what if this is not for us? What if it's for, like, if you keep a pet, like a pet alien, and you could cook it stuff to feed it to keep it alive? I don't know. But how do you feel about this?
Well, I mean, I know it's a sci-fi game, so, realistically looking at it, probably wouldn't, is kind of out the window, but, the animals kind of attack one another anyway if they're meat eaters. Right. And I mean, why would you have to cook food when it's a meat eater? It's going to eat raw food.
Very true. Very true. Yes.
But, it is possible. And it's just my point of view. I think, my opinion, they may keep life support and the food meter if they decide to implement food. And I'm thinking that the life support meter would only be used on environmentally hazardous planets. We're talking extreme hazardous planets, and all the other planets would just need to maintain your hunger meter. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not opposed to it per se, because it just adds that much more dynamic to the game. I mean, sometimes and I love No Man's Sky. I'm a diehard fan since day one, but sometimes after playing it for long durations of time, it does become a bit monotonous and a little boring at times for me. So I have to move on to something else and give myself a break and then come back to it later. But we need, and I don't necessarily know that just micromanaging more inventory is what the game needs. I really think that the game needs more POIs, and I think we need more combat. And I think we need more player interaction. I agree with the comment that somebody posted about a player-driven economy. I'm glad that he increased the stuff that you could purchase through the Galactic Trade Market, but the Galactic Trade Market is just programming. I mean, that's all it is. It's not a driven economy made by the players. And where we could have a central hub where players can go and trade and interact and purchase and sell to each other, that would just be awesome.
I couldn't agree with you more, especially on the comment where you said we've already got enough things that we're managing in the game. I don't think it needs more things to manage. I 100% agree with you, and that it needs No Man's Sky needs more. And I know it's an exploration game, but we've been exploring for going on our third year now, right? We've done that. It needs more action. It needs more thrill. It needs more excitement, more danger, because if going out and exploring should not be safe. We should be attacked more by different enemies and different animals, and like you said, there needs to be more point of interest on the planets to go to. But yes, you're 100% right. I cannot agree with you more. We got a new caller. We got JB. JB, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Cobra, it's been a while, man.
Oh, Jason, I was hoping that was you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a while. Real life stuff, man.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I almost died. I got into
yeah, I caught that video, man. How you feeling?
I'm better. It's healing, but it's healing slow, but it's healing. Like, I can walk around now. So I can walk around the house.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
I got a cane. Like, I got a real cane now. So I don't know if I'm going to have it forever, but I've got a cane. So it's not a sword, not the one I wanted. I wanted one with a sword in it, but I didn't get that.
Dude, you need to rock that cane. That's pimp, dude.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's some swag, Cobra.
I know. What you been up to, JB?
Man, just everything from replumbing my house to getting my well back online, real life stuff.
Yeah. You been playing much of No Man's Sky?
I put in about 150 hours in the past couple of months or so.
That's good. Maybe what's his name? Snow Obsidian brought it back to my memory that the Unification Day is tomorrow. So if anybody wants to attend, Reddit I think has locations. Facebook groups have locations. You can go to one of those and just get the portal address. I think it's the first three portal codes, so you don't have to have all of your portal codes to get there, just the first three. So they're doing that tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to show up. I might show up, maybe just to say hi and then leave. But it's not going to be exciting like it should be until they increase the lobby. Once they make the lobby bigger, I think it'll be more fun.
But I wanted to speak a little bit on Vargul's point, if I may.
Go ahead.
I think one of the things I think the game really needs is an overhaul to the survival mechanics as well. Making the planets a little more dangerous to even just stand on.
I was in normal mode, right? I was flying around because recently we traveled around an entire planet. It took us 14 hours on a 14-hour stream. And
yeah, I watched some of that.
The first planet that I came across was extreme. Like, as soon as you stepped out, you started dying. Like, even your extra shield didn't even last that long. And it didn't stop. There was no pauses in between the storms. It was just nonstop. Now, when I logged out, I saved my game there. And I logged out and I logged back in. I lost the planet. It wasn't saved on the planet. So I lost that planet completely. So I found one that looked just like it. But with that one, it wasn't, the storms weren't constant. They came and went. But if I had tried it on that first planet, we would not have gone around that planet. It was just too horrid. But
it would have costed way too much resources.
Oh yeah, it would have been bad.
But the thing, and I understand the event, and I thought it was cool. I actually watched some of that too, Cobra. But the thing about going, and I think Hello Games implemented it on the last update with the different kinds of storm crystals that you can collect and you can sell. If you're not a farmer, it's a way to make really good cash and whatnot. But I mean, again, it's a hostile planet. Why are we going there? What's there that is so critical that we need to have as a player that we can't find on a more timid frost planet?
Well, one of the things I found a lot of fun, I don't know if they implemented it in Next or Visions or whatever, is the archaeology stuff, digging up bone.
Can you hear him, Vargul?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Sometimes it cuts people off for some reason.
Yeah, no, I can hear him. And I think the archaeology and the salvaging is really cool. I think Hello Games could do some things different still. And I mean, that's an awesome way to make cash if you're a solo player. And again, if you don't like farming, there's a way to make, quite a bit of money if you want to grind that. What I would like to see them do with the community event is implement some procedural quests a lot like they do with the mission boards that you can find on the space station. But instead of making it like a weekly thing or whatnot, where you do it for a handful of days and the community event goes away and then it comes back a little bit later. Instead, make those quests procedural and make them extremely challenging if you're a solo player, and make it mildly difficult the more people you implement into your group, and allow you to collect that Quicksilver whenever you want to collect it. And then if he wants to update what the merchant bot sells, he can do that with patches. When he does bug fixes, he can add some more stuff to the Quicksilver shop, or he can add more stuff to the Quicksilver shop when he has title updates or minor updates. And allow us to collect that Quicksilver whenever we feel like we need to. And then, as far as the points of interest go, I know it's a little bit of taboo, but if you go back to the original E3, there was a lot of manufacturing and buildings and stuff that were in that trailer that aren't currently in the game, and
Right.
and that's fine. I don't know if those models are still in the game files or not, but utilize those buildings for 4-player co-oping and make those mission points to where you can go and maybe find some really cool tech to upgrade your multi-tool, or maybe get new multi-tools, or have upgrades to your suit that you can't necessarily craft, and give the player purpose to go to those buildings and give reason for them to group with their friends or whatnot to achieve those tasks.
Right. I didn't want to interrupt you because you had a lot of awesome things that you just said there. But did you mean role play?
Yeah, well, yeah, roleplay is very cool.
Okay, because you said foreplay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that's what he said too.
No. I meant 4-player co-op, because you can group of
Oh,
4
4-player. Okay.
Oh.
Wow, we need to go to. We need to clean up our minds there, Jason. Both of us.
Hey, I've been digging ditches, so my mind may be in one right now.
But yeah, we definitely need some sci-fi dungeons, man, and so, for us to go, and that just adds that much more to exploration. Abandon manufacturing plants and increase the size. Instead of just walking into a manufacturing plant and there be a couple of rooms attached to it, and you add a little, you solve a little quick little puzzle, and you get a blueprint. Make it to where you have to crawl through that, and that manufacturing plant could be multi-tiered and have several levels, and you can be with your friends, and everybody gets to loot whatever it is that they maybe have to hack a door and go through a room, and there's a boss battle or something, and then there's
or maybe you can, even the power could be out, so you have to use your torch or something.
There you go. Yeah,
Right. And,
maybe power back on.
They've got the mechanic for boss battles already. If you ever fought one of the walkers, that is like fighting like a boss from the 90s.
Yes.
Because you shoot it and you're losing its armor, and it's using like lasers, and then all of a sudden you take off most of its armor. It screams up at the sky, and then it shoots like these little rockets out around that tries to bomb you, and then it switches from laser to like these pulsed like spitting orbs or whatever, and it's just like a boss battle. So the mechanics are there for boss battling, and I agree with you. I think there needs to be like dungeons, and maybe inside the dungeons there's like this massive payload of Quicksilver, and like these dungeons, maybe you could get through them on your own, fighting the enemies and the Sentinels, drones that are down there protecting it. Maybe you could, maybe you can't. Maybe it's something that you would have to team up with somebody, like in co-op, like you said. And see, I could see people going to Facebook or Reddit or something like that and saying, "Hey guys, I want to do a raid on a dungeon. Anybody want to join up with me?" And then everybody gets together and they go down on these raids, and they're hard, and maybe if you die, that you get spawned outside of the dungeon, the person has to get back in there to, so it's not easy. You don't just respawn right next to your friend again. So that way there's a little bit of, danger, a little bit of, it's hard.
Well, that's almost like a vanilla World of Warcraft in a way.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it needs. I mean, I think it needs, and we've said it before, but we kind of used a different example, like Destiny raids in No Man's Sky. I think there needs to be more action. Okay, we've explored. Let's add a little dash of action and excitement. Sword. I was watching Sword play No Man's Sky the other day, and he did something really cool. He turns around and he goes, "Here, you guys want to have some fun in No Man's Sky? Do this." And he shoots at the space station, and then he was just engulfed in Sentinel fighter ships. Engulfed. I mean, they were just bombarding him, shooting him like crazy. He was taking them down. So I think there needs to be a little bit more danger to fighting, because once you get upgraded in your ship and stuff like that, man, there's almost nothing that can touch you. And but I had fun sitting here watching him just fight one Sentinel ship after another, and it was just a big laser fight. It was really cool looking. But
and the space combat mechanics are not bad at all. I think they're pretty solid.
No, I like the space combat is really fun. It is, but
there needs to be more of a reason to use it.
Right. Well, it has to be I think it has to be a consequence for, like.
You're talking about like a risk reward kind of system?
Yes, because if you don't want to fight Sentinels, you don't have to. It's so easy to avoid. But if you were going into a space station or an abandoned space station, or you were attacking a space station because of the reward value behind that, not because you wanted to spawn a bunch of Sentinels, but because you wanted what that space station was going to give you, whether it was material for destroying the space station or maybe raiding the inside of that space station to loot what the vendors have. I'm just throwing stuff out there. That would make you more like a space pirate. You could role play like a space pirate that way. Right, and then that action would cause the Sentinels to come. I mean, granted, you could shoot the space station and say, "Oh, I want to fight Sentinels," but again, why?
Yes, it's manufactured. It's manufactured
Right.
action. Like Sword. I just brought you into the show so you could talk about that. But you have to literally turn around and shoot that to cause that to happen. And I think that that's Hello Games needs to put that in there to where. And a lot of people say, look, I don't want that kind of action. I just want to explore. A lot of people are still out there that are just like that. So there needs to be a good balance for Hello Games, and it's probably really difficult for Hello Games because when you look at No Man's Sky, there's so many different ways you can play the game. It's not even funny, right? Like there's so many things I have not even done in the game, and I play a certain way. And there needs to be a balance to where if people don't want that kind of danger, maybe it's a slider when you start your game or you start your play session. Like when you start Space Engineers, you can like move that meter up for more danger, more NPCs, more comets or more asteroids or things like that, right? You can move that sliders. So maybe it's a thing where you set up your own play session, and each time you log in, you have an opportunity to make it more dangerous.
Right.
So maybe that's
Well,
a good balance.
Yeah, completely agree. Oh, sorry, Sword, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Can y'all guys hear me?
Yeah, buddy, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. I didn't know if my mic was picking up. I'm trying out my headset today on the Discord. Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, what are you talking about where I shut the space station and got the Sentinels after me?
Oh, yeah.
That was good fun, guys. I'm telling you.
It was definitely interesting to watch, man. I was sitting there like watching you just chewing through them, man. But we were talking like adding more danger to No Man's Sky, and a lot of people don't want that. And I just come up with the idea like maybe this is each time you log in, you can choose like in that options menu whether you want more danger or less danger, and that could be the balance that I think Hello Games could bring to the table to make everybody happy.
Well, to be honest with you, they've already got it to where you can turn off player damage. So you're not. If you don't want to play that way, you don't have to. You just go in there and switch your settings to where nobody can damage you. And to me, I think it can add a more dangerous element. But to be clear too, I hear a lot of this from people that don't play permadeath. I mean, kind of tongue in cheek on that one, but I hear a lot of people talking about wanting to make either normal mode easier or normal mode harder when we have 4 different game modes in this game. We have creative for those that that don't want to go out there and hunt resources and earn units to purchase assets, and then we also have the players that want it to be harder by adding different aspects of survival to it. Because I'll be honest with you, I had not played permadeath, in a year of play until here recently. Not a significant amount. But I recently went to the center on permadeath, and that was an experience. you really have to put some concentration into what you're doing in permadeath.
Yeah, you do. You do.
And
One thing I think they could do is deepen the faction system, like where you can't make friends with everybody. You know, you're friends with the Viking and enemies with the Gek, so to speak.
Oh, I agree. I think there should be better perks for relationship with certain species. You know, because all of it works together between the three races. You know, they all have antagonistic qualities against the other two, and they all have friendly qualities towards you. And, you know, you could do missions for, like, the Viking that would, you know, alienate your relationship with the Korvax, per se. And then, you know, and let your actions have consequences through either economy or standing or a mission station status.
Yeah, I completely agree, Sword.
So, and I agree with Sword. If you want the game to be challenging, you want it to be difficult, there's definitely survival and permadeath. I don't play permadeath because I think I would rage quit and break my TV and whatnot if I had 200 hours into the game and died. You know, that would be horrible. That's 200 hours of your life gone. You're never going to get that back ever again. But I don't necessarily think that normal mode needs to be necessarily more difficult. What it needs to be, I think, is a little more intriguing. And I don't think that they necessarily have to add options to do that. They've already got different classifications for planets. You know, rich economy, poor economy. You know, growing economy.
Ooh, this is true. Yeah, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, and different levels of aggression for like pirates.
Right, and depending on what planet you land on, it depends on what you're going to see. Look, if I land on a poor economy planet, right, or a star system, and the economy is really bad, I'm going to probably see just as many outposts and buildings as I am if I land into a system that has a rich economy. Right. The only thing that changes between those two classifications is what the buy-sell trade is. That's it. But
and it's actually an easy way to game the market too.
Right, it is. So what I'm thinking is that if you land into a star system, what Hello Games could do is the planets that you land on that have rich, valuable resources, your manufacturing plants, you're going to see a little more vast, wide cities or outposts with more buildings, and probably some of the planets that you go to are archaeological, right, or ancient. You know, you see those descriptions in the menu there when you scan a planet. When you land on those, you might find ancient alien temples, you know, or old ancient ruins. I mean, the ruins that they have now, yeah, I guess you could call those ruins, but that's they're kind of pinchy, you know, they really are. And I thought it was cool when they added the chests and you can find the keys and stuff and unlock ancient relics and stuff. That was cool. They need more of that, and I think it needs to be a little more complex, you know.
It is a whole lot of fun, like digging up the ruins and finding the keys for the chests and stuff. That's a whole lot of fun. They need more of that, and you're right, it needs to be deeper and more complex.
Yep. And I think that would keep that would keep the balance between exploration and combat. You know, when you land on a planet, especially if they decide to update the NPCs and give them, you know, actual artificial intelligence, give them some AI and give them some faction, you know, like, look, I've attacked some of those big starships, and I pirated the hell out of them because I hadn't established my farms, and that was a quick way for me to earn lots of resources and get a lot of cash really quick. And I would piss off the Viking to the point where they just hated me. I had no faction with them whatsoever, but they never once came after me unless I initiated the attack. All I had to do was go back down to a handful of planets, you know, touch some ancient artifacts and answer a few questions and build my faction back up, and everything was peachy keen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there should be some real consequences for pirating if that's the way you want to earn cash.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that goes back to my earlier point about deepening the faction system.
Yep. Yeah. They really need to have a real strong faction system. You know, I'm going to go back to old EverQuest. I played EverQuest when it first came out, and the faction system for that was unlike anything that I've ever seen. And it took you forever to build faction with a specific race, especially if you were
it was a grind. I remember EverQuest.
Yeah. They need to have some real diverse factions like that built into No Man's Sky. And I think that would solve some of the combat issues that the game is lacking, some of the action issues that the game is lacking. You know, if you're hated by a particular faction, whether it's the Viking, the Gek, the Korvax, or whatever, you know, when you enter into a system that they occupy, their ships should be on your butt.
I agree.
You know, and force you down onto a planet. Now you're stuck on this planet, and you got to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to get out of here? But meantime, there's things that you could probably do down on that planet, whether it's trade goods or, you know, whatever, that you can relics, right? We go to these locations and we dig up relics and bones and salvage. If you were to trade that in to a vendor down on the planet, you could slowly, over a very long period of time, rebuild faction. And maybe you work your point up to where instead of now that I've been able to trade with them for a while and I've earned some of their trust, maybe now they'll give me some missions. And you start doing some of the missions to rebuild that faction if you want the faction with that race. If not, then you could hop back into your ship, jet out into space, go to hyperdrive, and launch to another star system.
How cool would it be if you went into a system that was the opposing faction to the one you, like, say you built your faction up with the Korvax and you ended up going into a Gek system and they shoot you down, right? Well, they start attacking you and you head towards a planet and they're on your tail, they're attacking you. Maybe there's new mechanic that can cause your ship to stall, so you got to land it and repair it, and as you get down to the planet, they follow you onto the planet. You get out of your ship, you go into a cave, they get out of their ships, and they go in after you. How cool would an adventure would that be?
No, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, that would be killer, man.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You're literally having a duel. You're a gunfight with another alien race, and all you're trying to do is repair your damn ship. That would be epic.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was also thinking, like, you know, let's say, like Cobra said, you allied with the Korvax, you went to a Gek system and they started shooting at you. You may want to just hightail it out of that system altogether.
Yeah.
I was talking the other day with some guys. You know, I got to thinking because I done the Atlas missions and the Artemis missions through my permadeath save the other day.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking, you know, what would be really, really cool aspect to add to the game that wouldn't in future updates, or maybe something if Hello Games is thinking might get an idea off of this, is, you know, we have the corrupt sentinels now and whatnot. If there was a race behind the corrupt sentinels, and I was thinking about it after the conversation, that, you know, during the Atlas missions, Null had a problem because he was manipulating and doing all kinds of unsavory things to live longer so he can explore more, and the Atlas refused to speak to him or refused to accept him. If he may turn into like an adversarial entity against the Atlas, and that you had the option to choose sides, and like if you choose on Null's side, then the Sentinels, the regular Sentinels, would always be aggroed against you, or if you chose to support the Atlas, the corrupt Sentinels will always be aggroed against you,
right?
Because you were involved in that conflict.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, it really would be. especially if we could relive the moment where Noel and Herc actually caused a civil war between their race.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
If we could actually witness that, that would be epic.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues that they can go in. I think what they're doing is the right thing. They're adding little things in at a time. And I can see, like, the bigger picture. I can see the updates where they add stuff in. They don't make sense at the time, but then they're like foundations for other things to be built on top of them. And I see them going in the right direction. I would like, at the end of the day, the next update, definitely NPC depth. I want them on the planets. I want to battle. I want the space battles to transition into the planet, onto the surface, and keep going until I kill them or they kill me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cobra. One of the things that ticks me off about the NPCs is that they don't move.
I know. That was my biggest disappointment when I saw Next and I saw the Gek running around. I'm like, look, NPCs move, because I didn't, at the time, I didn't think that we could play as the different races.
Well, we were all speculating at that time.
I know. And then when I finally saw the game and I noticed that the NPCs weren't moving, because I got a little like sneak peek from Drifting Pirate, and he was showing me gameplay because somehow he got it early, and he was live streaming it to me on Facebook Messenger, and I noticed that the NPCs weren't moving in the space station. I'm like, no, that's like the main thing I wanted. No.
Yeah, one thing they did is they made the space stations more crowded, but they still don't move.
I know. It hopefully it's coming. I have a feeling it's on that survey roadmap. It's on there, right? So I don't know if that's what that means. I don't know if the more depth to NPCs means actually making them mobile and on the planets. But I hope that's what it means. I would think that they would think that's what that means, because look, they're already doing it to the fauna that are on the planet, right?
Oh yeah, they added a whole lot more hazardous fauna.
So and animation as well.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Like a Venus flytrap thing, yeah.
And we've got things already on the planets that do look like Gek, and they're running around doing their own things. They just need a little bit more coding to make it seem like they're doing something and a reason being there. Right now, they just run around in circles, right? Which I think is also a problem. I think they need a little bit more coding to the fauna that are on the planets, the behavior. But if they could do it with things that already look like the Gek that are on the planet, then why can't they make it the actual Gek on the planet? And the fauna will attack you if you attack it. So if you shoot at a Gek, it should not be too difficult to have it shoot back at you.
Right.
And we know you love the Gek, Cobra.
I just want to shoot the Gek. I want a war, all right?
So do I. Man. I'm right there with you.
I want to make one of those old 80s movies, like Marked for Death, like a Steven Seagal movie or something like that. And it's got to have like 3 titles. The Gek Must Die, or After the Gek.
No Man's Sky, Akido version.
Yeah, and I want to make a whole video of that. Marcel Bartz, thank you so much for the donation, buddy. Hashtag that Cobra in the chat, guys.
I see it already, Cobra. L-Plays is going to discover a crash freighter that has a stasis room of pre-nanite first spawn Gek, and he's going to start breeding an army, and you're going to have your hands.
If anybody would, it'd be L-Plays.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Yep.
Cobra, going back to the points of interest, there was a time where you couldn't even find crash freighters on the planet. That wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
And then they implemented them, and you could dig up the storage cases. Remember that?
Right. Yes.
And then with this latest update, they made it even a little more complex to where they were hidden behind busted down blast doors, and you had to take the doors out to get inside to get the crate. That kind of tells me that Hello Games knows that there has to be a process behind whatever it is that you're doing to make it a little more interesting, a little more intriguing. What's behind that door kind of feel, but like I said, I hope they continue to grow that, because although I think that they're on the right path, they're just not quite there.
I agree. At the end of the day, I think the biggest thing, and I think you might agree with this, Vargo. I think it's been like the theme for what you've been saying tonight. The biggest thing that I think No Man's Sky needs is emergent gameplay.
Yes,
that's
absolutely
the bottom line. That's what it's missing. You know, like it's my favorite game in the world, but I think what it's missing when you land on the planet, you're like, okay, well, what do I do now? What path do I want to? Like you said, sometimes you get bored. There needs to be emergent gameplay. Something needs to happen, and whatever that is, I'll leave that up for Hello Games. But
yeah, no, and although I do get bored, keep in mind I might not have as many hours as others, but I have over 200 plus hours of gameplay in this game. So I do really, to the heart, love this game. I really do.
No, I know. Yeah, and
if you got 200 hours in any game, you love it.
That's why we've got so many things to say about it. You know, people are like, they might, who don't know us, might come across our stream and be like, for a game you guys are saying your favorite, you got quite a big list of things you want them to fix. But, you know, and
maybe so, but that doesn't take away from the greatness.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. I mean, the game, to me, No Man's Sky is a canvas, and it's a canvas for great things to come. And that's why there's so many things that we could possibly come up with and say. But you know, that's what it boils down to. I mean, that's why we have so many things to say, because this is our favorite game. You know, like
we're passionate about it.
Exactly,
Sword. It's not my favorite game. It's my second favorite game, but still, the point still stands.
Well, I mean, it's like me and Cobra, was talking about it in the pre-show. You know, I've tried different, sci-fi space exploration games since No Man's Sky, and No Man's Sky has set the bar so high for me that I haven't found anything that can be compared. As with all the stuff that we're looking at, that we've been speculating that we want, or desires that we have for the game moving forward in the future, what we do got to keep in mind is Hello Games is such a small team, even now, with all the success of Next. I was going back and rewatching some of the videos of Sean Murray's interviews where he was explaining the game mechanics with the procedural generation and whatnot. And one thing that he had mentioned that really, really stuck out to me more than most is this procedural generation is generating worlds and galaxies and maps for us to explore that other AAA games were employing 800 artists and 800 designers and coders to create.
Well, Sword. The only game that I think comes close is Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, and that's a game. Brian M just brought that up in the chat, saying he's playing Elite while watching this. I love Elite so much. I love the realism of it. The problem is, I'm not going to fully enjoy that game until I can get out of my ship.
I think the problem with Elite Dangerous is it's too realistic.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's. I love the realisticness. That's one of the things that the reason why I like Star Citizen is because it makes, when I'm playing Star Citizen, it feels like I'm piloting something real, like it's legitimately.
I can't even run Star Citizen.
And that's what you get. That's what I feel like with Elite Dangerous. I just think Elite Dangerous, even as fun as it is, I think it lacks so much. There's these beautiful space stations that you can land in. Some of them have buildings and things like that. Just be so awesome if you could just get out, maybe go into a bar where it's like a meeting place for any multiplayer, other person that's in that space station. Everybody can meet in there and just talk about the journeys that you've had. Just have an avatar.
So you put the finger on the pulse right there. There's something missing. It feels like there's something missing from Elite Dangerous that you just get with No Man's Sky.
Right, yes. And then there's it seems like every one of these space games, they all lack one thing that the other one has. And there's not been any space game out there that has that it encompasses everything. And
So let me ask you this, Cobra. I mean, I think you're absolutely 100% correct. Do you think that a developer could corner that market? I mean, look, if no, Hello Games is passionate about an exploration game. They wanted this to be not just a game but an experience, right?
Right.
So they devoted a lot of their resources and a lot of their focus into exploration. But because they did that, their development team isn't necessarily targeted for a first-person shooter or an MMO or an action-adventure type game. It is at its core an exploration survival game. But if they were to make a first-person shooter, then those resources and that focus would be on a first-person shooter game. No Man's Sky, I don't think, will ever have a shard of game mechanics as a first-person shooter that Call of Duty or Destiny will. It just won't, because that's not the type of game that it is. As much as I think it would be cool for it to have that first-person shooter aspect, that's not where their resources are being utilized at. I mean, they can only look. When I played Elder Scrolls Online, the more content that they add, because of how much resources that it utilizes, they had to dumb down some of their gameplay mechanics so it would function on a PlayStation 4. Right? Your console's only going to run a game at so many frames per second based on how big the game is, and how much space it's utilizing and how much memory that is being required to play the game, right?
Yeah, and processing power, GPU strength, that kind of thing.
So now we're going from a creative aspect, as much as we'd love to see in the game, to a more realistic, game mechanic. How much will your console push? And I think if they try to do encompass everything that we want in that game, it's not going to run. Right? We would need like a next gen console or a next couple gen consoles to be able to run a massive computer. Would be able to run it, because computers are only restricted by how much space is in the cabinet of the PC, right?
Yeah, I'd have to throw my crap top out the window.
Yeah, right.
I agree with you, and like Star Citizen's a good example for what you're saying. You need a really good PC to play it. Luckily, my PC can play it really well, and RUI. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Is Rui? He said he just made a comment in the live chat saying, I think Star Citizen will get all of those features. Kind of like what we were just saying. Like, it seems like one space game has something that the other one doesn't. I think Star Citizen could be the answer to having everything that's really cool in a space game. So that's a good comment from RUI.
And you're absolutely correct. It could very well. I won't ever be able to play Star Citizen. I don't have the PC or the console, but I guarantee you that I know for a fact Star Citizen right now, even in its current state, even when they launched it in their original alpha, will not run on a PlayStation 4. Never happen ever.
GPU's too small.
PlayStation 4 is almost done though. We're almost to next gen, and who knows what that's going to bring.
That's
right.
I'm pretty sure PlayStation 5 2020.
I've been sitting here thinking, we're talking about all the stuff we want to see out of No Man's Sky from Hello Games. Maybe them guys are already working on the PS5 platform to release this thing in the next gen as a No Man's Sky for PS5 with all this stuff included.
Man, I'm there day one if that happens.
Yeah, I definitely have a PS5 and have it pre-ordered, but I get, like I said, guys, we still got to keep it. I'd love to see a lot of this new stuff come out of Hello Games into No Man's Sky, but also I'm a realist too. Here's to get us to where we are now, and
that's a good point, Sword.
And they have really, in the last 6 months. Because, I got thinking about it, guys. It's only been 5 months as of 4 days ago that we got Next. We got a lot since Next.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Funny story about Next. The first experience I ever had with Next was watching Cobra land on an island in the middle of an ocean.
That was so embarrassing.
No, it was awesome, man. It was awesome.
First island.
I like how people like a day later were like commenting, "Oh, you're so stupid. Yeah, this is the new element for that. That's the new element for this." Like, wait a minute. That was like the first minute of Next. Like nobody knew. No one knew.
It was like the instant it downloaded and installed.
Yes.
You're there on an island in the middle of nowhere.
I know. And a day later, people were like know-it-alls. Oh man.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I think my point being is at the end of the day is No Man's Sky an exploration game, or is it a survival game? Is it a Jotmon, right? Or are they going to utilize their resources in one specific area? You know, because I don't know that you're going to be able to have your cake and eat it too. Right. I mean, at some point that your development time, the way you utilize your people, how much money you have, where your specialty lies in programming and coding, that's going to determine what kind of game you're going to make. And you're either going to be a Jotmon, you're going to be, jack of all trades, master of none, or you're going to be a first-person shooter, or you're going to be an MMO, or you're going to be a space combat. You're going to specialize in something, or you're not going to specialize in anything, and you're going to have all those features.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Hey, Cobra, I hate to cut you off here, but my 8-year-old daughter said hi, Cobra.
Oh, tell her I said hi. Tell her Cobra says hi.
Cobra said hi, sweetheart.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
To respond to Varkul's comment, that's what, to me, is what makes No Man's Sky so special. Because, a lot of people see it as a space game. To me, it's a tube of Play-Doh, man. You dump that thing out on a table and create whatever you want out of it. I know people that play this game that never seek really cool ships or really cool weapons. They just walk around the planet and scan animals all day.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point, Sword. My wife, she's bipolar, and she uses it as a walking simulator.
Exactly.
Just to de-stress.
That's exactly, a very good idea. Yeah.
There's so many ways that you can play No Man's Sky, and I've always said to people before, when they say, I'm bored, I've put this so many hours into it, I've done everything I can. I say, you know what? Start a new save and do it again, or try doing something different. I've been playing for a solid year, and up until like a month ago, I'd never warped to the center of the galaxy. That was an experience, and trust me, the entire time I was doing it, I was having the time of my life because it was the first time for me.
Right. We got Simone in the chat saying VR is a must. Here's my prediction, and a lot of the VR guys are not going to agree with me and might, disagree big time. I don't think VR is coming until next gen.
I agree.
Mark my words.
The only thing I really don't like about VR is it makes me motion sick.
Yeah.
With that, I don't believe Xbox has a platform for VR yet, do they?
I'm not sure. They did have something in the works, but I don't think they ever fully realized it.
I think
that's what I'm curious about.
I think VR is cool. I totally want to invest in it. I just haven't yet. I know that they have Fallout on VR, and I know that they just recently released Borderlands 2 in VR. I think the technology...
As long as it's not Fallout 76.
Well, the technology's there.
Oh, no,
but
I like Fallout 76.
But is it compatible?
Oh, you like it? You like that game? That's cool.
I
don't.
Technology's there for VR, for PS4. But is it compatible with No Man's Sky's current state? I don't think it is.
Exactly.
I don't think it will be until next gen.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right about that, Cobra.
But we'll see. Maybe Hello Games will hear that and they'll say, "Well, we don't want Cobra to ever be right, so let's give him VR next update." Who knows? Let's make Cobra look like an idiot more than he already does himself. But yeah, I mean, we're at the point now where it's getting hard for us to kind of like imagine what the next big update could be. And so it's anything at this point, I think, is just going to be shocking when we finally figure it out. I mean, you know, Hello Games has already proven to us, you know, when we were getting like the weekly events and they admitted, hey, while part of our team was creating the weekly events and, you know, the content and like that you can get with the Quillsilver, another part of the team has been working hard on major big updates. So here is Abyss. And then all of a sudden, here is Vision. So another part of their team could also be working on the next big update that's going to really change the game. And I think that's something that we'll see in August.
Well, Cobra, have you heard about the new game coming out of Hello Game Studios?
Yeah,
Campfire.
Last Campfire.
Yeah, that looks awesome to me. I'm there day one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to purchase it to support Hello Games. But I don't know. I mean, it looks like it'd be fun to play. I know my son will get a kick out of it. I see him playing games like that all the time. I'm not saying that it's the game that I would normally buy, on, you know, if it wasn't Hello Games, but I'm definitely going to be there to support it, buy it, play through it. I'll do a playthrough on Cobra TV, and we'll see what it's like. It might surprise me.
Well, you know, you mentioned your son. I walked into my son's room just a few days ago, and I caught him playing Joe Danger.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, man. It was
cool,
awesome.
Very cool. We'll probably be getting ready to wind down to our show end. But if you guys want to help support the show, there's Cobra TV shirts down below. It's a way for you to kind of donate to the show, but actually get something in return. It gets sent right to your house through Teespring. It's just a normal Cobra TV design. We also have one that's a little bit more discreet. It's like a little tiny logo over the top left-hand side. So if you don't want to wear a shirt that has Cobra TV real big, we got smaller ones there as well. But it's a cool way to help the show. Actually, Teespring gives a big they share that quite largely. So it's not like we used to use Redbubble, and I used to get like $2 a shirt, and the shirts would be like $20. So Teespring is a lot more friendly. So if you guys want to donate, but just don't want to donate and not get anything, the Teespring, if you look down, scroll down, you should see like a little banner of shirts, and you can go to the store there and pick up a T-shirt.
Well, Cobra, if I'm going to pick up a T-shirt, I'm going to wear your logo loud and proud, man.
Thank you, buddy.
That's right.
Appreciate
That's
that.
Right. Hey, Cobra.
Yeah.
A little off topic. I was just going to throw this out there. About a week ago, I posted on Discord a game called Hytale. And I know that you cover indie developers. I think this is being made by Hypixel Studios.
Oh, I looked at that. Yeah.
Yeah, for people who love
I saw that too.
playing Minecraft, this is like Minecraft 2.0. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks like it has questing and adventuring. It has the same building mechanics that Minecraft has. Prettier graphics, I think, in my opinion, a lot more vibrant. Very, very fantasy. But what's really cool that they've done is that they're releasing the game with the same set of tools that they used to build the game. So you can customize your game to whatever you want to play.
I was going to ask you, Cobra, this is off topic as well. Is there any more news about Dual Universe?
Okay, well, I think it's fair to announce it. My opinion on Dual Universe to my subscribers. Super Mario Sega says that he actually likes. I think he's actually saying he likes Hytale as well. But okay, for a minute, let's talk about Dual Universe. Dual Universe, there's a lot of news. A lot. I stopped covering.
Yeah, I'm way behind, man. I spent a lot of time in the hospital over a liver virus. Long story.
Ooh, that does not sound good at all.
Yeah, I was on the verge of liver failure, but that's a long story.
Not good, dude. Not good. I hope you're doing better.
Oh, I'm feeling 100% now.
Okay, good. I stopped covering Dual Universe. There's a lot of news, but for a reason. And I'm not going to cover something that I don't believe in. And I'm not saying that Dual Universe is going to be a bad game, but I'm not going to pay a subscription to play a game. I'm already an idiot paying
It's
a subscription.
subscription based.
Yes. I'm already being an idiot paying a subscription to access the internet through my PS4. All right, I don't need to be an idiot twice and pay monthly for a game. I'm not saying that anybody who does that is an idiot. I can't. For one, I can't afford it. Dual Universe.
Well, I subscribe. I was a World of Warcraft subscriber for 5 years. I can't.
Right.
I can't.
No, so
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. People I just, for one, I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot afford to pay a subscription for a game.
Nor can I.
It's just not. And I don't agree with that. I just wish I could buy Dual Universe. Okay. So since I'm not going to play it, and I'm not interested in paying a subscription, I just don't feel honest covering a game that way. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough, Cobra.
So I apologize to anybody out there that feels differently. I just
Hey, no need to apologize, man. You just following your gut, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's just
It's possible. That business model was very popular back when EverQuest came out, and all the MMOs went that route for a really long time. And now it's becoming less and less attractive for people because there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way you do, Cobra. I feel the same way. I used to pay for MMO subscriptions. I don't do it anymore. Elder Scrolls Online, Guild Wars 2, they were fantastic examples that a game based on those vast servers can succeed without having to pay to play.
Well, I never played Guild Wars 2, and that's I wish I did.
Yeah. But World of Warcraft, and it's still a very popular game. And they still have a huge player base, but they've lost a mass amount of their player base at the same time.
Oh, they're going to get that back. The World of Warcraft Classic servers are going online in a couple of months.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So it's going to be basically like vanilla WoW.
Wow. Yeah. So, you may see that when doing launches, reevaluate the business model because they may or they may not get the player base that they're looking for just because of that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Van Vargel. The subscription model is a little bit archaic.
Yeah.
TK's 3D print says pay online, get the game for free, or pay for the game and play for free. I know, but if you pay monthly, you're going to end up paying a lot more than what the game would be if it was just sold outright.
Well, if you think about it this way, let's assume $15 a month. That's about the average. You're going to be in 10 months. That's $150.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And guys,
but
I did want to mention before we get too far away from the topic, I know Cobra was mentioning his Teespring shirts down in the description. Guys, I know we just come out of Christmas, things are tight, but I'm gonna tell you, if you really want to be a Cobra tonight, tap that share button. Link this stream to your Twitter account, to your Facebook. Share it. Get the word out. You're watching Cobra TV on Friday nights, guys. Share it with the ones that follow you on these social medias, and get the word out about Cobra and let more people come in and enjoy this stream.
Oh man, I just ordered a shirt right now as a Christmas present to myself, for being a good boy this year.
There
Awesome.
you go.
Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you. Well, guys, New Year's is right around the corner. We got Unification Day tomorrow. If you guys are going to participate in that, go to Reddit, go to Facebook, and get the portal address. It's only the first 3 glyphs, so it's not too complicated. And participate in that if you'd like to. We're probably also going to have a Galactic Thunderdome tomorrow night.
Those are always awesome.
Nobody tell L Plays that I called him out. All right? Nobody tell L Plays that I challenged him.
Oh, man, I wasn't supposed to be emailing him and sending DMs on Twitter to watch the show tonight. I'm sorry, man.
He's a dirty gag. He's a dirty gag anyway.
Yeah.
I love L plays, man. L plays is awesome.
Oh,
He's
we
still a
got
gay.
TK's 3D Prince just subscribed. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you.
Awesome.
Welcome to the family here, bud. We do these long podcasts every Friday night, and I'm thinking about doing another live show specifically towards Beyond Good and Evil. So it'll only be on Good and Evil Talk. I'll have a co-host, someone who's the owner of the big Discord for Beyond Good and Evil and the Reddit as well. So he'll be joining me, and we'll see where that goes. We'll keep doing it. I really want people to get excited about Beyond Good and Evil 2. A lot of good stuff coming out of that game.
Are they? I know that they haven't locked because it's still in. They have a lot of development still to do. But by any chance, have they even dropped a hint that they were going to launch that in 2019 or 2020? I have a feeling that's definitely going to be a next gen console game.
Discovery uploaded.
No, I'm thinking more Christmas holiday 2019.
I love this name, Taco Farts. Thank you so much for subscribing, buddy. Welcome to the Cobra TV family here, bud.
Did you just say taco farts?
Yeah, his name's Taco Farts.
That's awesome.
And I completely I forgot the question.
Well, taco farts will do that to you.
Wondering about 2019 or 2020 release for Beyond Good and Evil 2. I speculated that was going to be a next gen console game.
Oh, yeah, they're being really careful not announcing a release date, and I hope they stick to that.
Yeah.
But my own personal opinion, I don't think it's going to be out in 2019. I think 2020, almost definitely.
You think so, Cobra? I really think it's going to be holiday 2019.
It's possible. They've got hundreds of people working on the game now. I think they got
Didn't they petition the community to help them?
Yeah, the community as well, and they either got like 4 or 5 new studios or additional studios helping them make Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh wow, that's awesome! I can't wait for it, man. I love the first one.
TK, he's asking if Beyond Good and Evil's first person or third. Right now, the only thing we've seen is third person. So I don't know if they're going to do first person.
Yeah, even a space flight was in third person.
Yeah,
it was.
Hey, Cobra.
Yeah, buddy.
We're getting ready to get a little bit busy around the house here, so I'm going to tell y'all guys good night, and if I don't speak to any of y'all between now and then, Happy New Year.
Okay, buddy. Happy New Year, bud.
Hey, Sword, I was going to ask you. You sound like you have a Louisiana accent.
No, it's North Carolina.
North Carolina? So you're a Southern boy just like me?
Yeah.
I'm Kentucky.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Eastern Kentucky, right in the foothills of the Appalachians.
Oh, man. I'm on the other side of the hill.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and shut it down tonight. Jason, thank you so much for buying the shirt, buddy. I do appreciate that, man.
Oh, no problem, man. Any way I can support you, I'll do it.
Awesome, dude. Yeah.
Before you call it a night, hey, if I might request, I would love it if you covered Hightail. I would love to see some YouTube on that, man. That would be awesome.
I'll research it and see what's going on with it. I watched a trailer, but that's as far as I've gotten.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll take a look at it tonight.
Cool.
Didn't you have the developer of a game called Everything or something like that recently on your show?
Infinitesimals.
Yeah, that may be what it was.
That is a really good game made by 2 people that looks like it's a AAA development.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look amazing, doesn't it?
It sure does. It does. All right. I got my kids. They're handing me PS4 controllers. I don't know why. Like, they never let me play. Dude, they never let me play. I'm never allowed to play, and they're handing. She's trying to hand me a. What?
My son's playing Mega Man 3 right now. I don't know. Whatever.
What? Oh, okay. Well, I play what with her? In a little bit. Okay, let me eat dinner. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Then again, right. My son's a special needs kid, so.
Aw.
Asperger's.
All right, that's gonna do it for us, guys. Jason, love you, dude. Thank you so much, man. And thank you, everybody.
I'm glad to be back, man.
Yeah, I had a blast talking to everybody. Thanks for having me on, Cobra.
Hey, no problem, Vargul. Thank you, bud. And thank you, everybody that called in tonight. Thank you so much. You guys were wonderful guests. Thank you, everybody who came out to the chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for the support and being here and commenting. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to eat dinner and probably play Little Big Planet with my daughter.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yep. I will see everybody later. And until next time, everybody.
Ta-ta.
See ya, Cobra.
Bye, buddy.